Oh, thank you very much. C'est vraiment un grand plaisir d'être ici parmi vous. Et tout comme mon frère Francesco a dit au début, j'aimerais à mon tour de reconnaître que nous sommes rassemblés ici sur le territoire non cédé des peuples algonquins, la nation Anishinaabe. Nous en sommes très, très reconnaissants. You know, it's sort of funny coming into this room and listening to Robert. First thing I hear as I come into the room, he's talking about emergency exits and gathering points, and I'm wondering, he hasn't heard me speak yet. What's going on, you know? Not talking about everybody heading to the exits right away. Look, it's a real pleasure for me to be here with you here at the CBTU. You know, as you kick off your 2022 conference, I know the last 2 years have presented us with really unprecedented difficulties, unprecedented challenges for all of us. And it's great that after all this time, we're now able to gather in person. And I love the theme, Stronger Together. It's exactly what we need to hear. Stronger Together and Stronger Now, I think, is exactly what we need to be celebrating as Canadians. You know, throughout this pandemic, all of you have done incredible work through your member unions. You know, you continue to go to work each and every day. Working from home was not an option. Continuing to build Canada's infrastructure, from highways to bridges to hospitals to schools to our net zero future. You're a critical part of society, and I really thank you for all your work. And as a parliamentary secretary to the Prime Minister, I'm proud to share our government's commitments to support you and your 600,000 members. Canada is growing, and that means more homes, roads, and important infrastructure projects that need to be built. Skilled trade workers are essential to Canada's success, and we need you and your members to be able to get to the job site, no matter where it is. We know that workers in the construction trades often travel to temporary homes and to take on temporary jobs, frequently in rural and remote communities. But their associated expenses don't always qualify for existing tax relief. And that's why, as both Robert and Francesco had pointed out, in this year's budget, we followed through on our election promise to implement a tax deduction for tradespeople. The budget, right on. The budget includes labour mobility tax deductions for tradespeople, which will support your members as they travel across Canada to build our infrastructure. This tax deduction will provide tax recognition of up to $4,000 per year in eligible travel and temporary relocation expenses to eligible tradespeople and apprentices. This measure would apply to this year's, to the 2022 and subsequent taxation years. This policy will improve workers' lives and improve labour availability across Canada. Improving labour mobility for workers in the construction trades can help address labour shortages that we're facing everywhere, and to ensure that important projects like housing can be completed across this great country. The policy is good for all construction workers, contractors, buyers of construction, and by extension, builds a stronger Canada. I know CBTU has worked tirelessly over the last decade to fight for tax fairness for skilled trade workers, and I appreciate your advocacy and work on behalf of your members, working to secure them a better future for them and their families. Thank you. Now let me take this opportunity to talk about the Union Training and Innovation Program that Francesco just mentioned earlier. We need to continue to build Canada's skilled trades workforce. Skilled trades are well-paying middle-class jobs, and let me be perfectly clear. Unions are the best pathway to the middle class, and they allow anyone to create a good life for themselves, for their families, and for our country. Budget 2022 also includes support for your training and apprenticeship programs. I know your unions and signatory contract partners invest approximately $300 million, that's still a big number, still a very big number, $300 million in private sector money to fund and operate over 195 apprenticeship training and education facilities across Canada. They produce the safest, most highly trained and productive skilled craft workers found anywhere in the world. And Brent, I guarantee you, this is the place where it happens. We're proud to support you in continuing to build for the next generation of Canada's skilled trades workers. Budget 2022 includes the doubling of the Union Training and Innovation Program, which I know has played a crucial role in supporting the work that you do, and supporting training centres and union halls, and will help you to continue to grow Canada's skilled trades workforce. This significant investment provides $84.2 million over the next 4 years for UTIP. UTIP's objective is to improve the quality of training in the trades and to better support a skilled, inclusive, certified, and productive trades workforce. It also aims to address barriers that prevent key groups, such as women and Indigenous peoples, from succeeding in the trades. Again, I thank you and your members for all your work building our country from coast to coast to coast. I thank you for taking some time for listening to me, and I'm glad that none of you have run for the exits this evening. Have a great conference. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you very much.